I want to bring up a valid point where when you say paid and then you followed it up with the word that I was going to say, compensation
Yeah.
is the one that I kind of gravitate more towards because I wanted to tell this little story. Um, since it's story time today, I guess. Uh, so again, Haunted, the script that I wrote. Um, I had slaved over this thing, and I'm talking not months, years to write this screenplay. Okay, it took me at least probably 2 years, countless drafts, rejection from film festivals left and right on the screenplay until I finally was able to get it to a point where A, I was proud of it, B, I wanted to make it, C, it was winning awards at screenplay festivals left and right, and D, people were interested about it. Where I would, talk about this thing, or I would post a picture of the newest award that it won or whatever, and there was a following waiting for this film to be released. That had value to me. That was important to me because the way I was looking at it was, all right, Digits was competent, but that was a long time ago, and I think I've lost my credibility by not being so prolific and generating content from the filmmaking end in such a long time. I have to rebuild my audience. I have to have a film to hang my name on that I can be able to say, that's mine. I did that, and this is what I can do. So when the opportunity came where an investor came along, um, a production company was kind of tacked on with him. So I was in negotiation with them, and the original deal that they offered me was that he was going to invest in the film, the production company was going to produce it, and I was going to direct it. Fantastic.
Right.
Fantastic. I turn around and then I start saying, I get to the fun part of the conversation, and I'm like, well, how are we going to do payment? Because I'm going to have to take time off of my day job to direct, do pre-production, do the editing, do this, do that, yada yada yada. And they were like, well, we can pay you so and so much for the direction. And I was like, okay, that should be able to float my bills enough. And I said, well, how much am I going to get paid for the screenplay? And they said, "Oh, we're not going to pay you for that." Oh,
Hmm. Yeah,
uh,
because I mean that should be an upfront, like at least some kind of advance or whatever, right?
yeah, 2 years of work, all the money that I spent putting it into film festivals, whether it got rejected or awarded, that
Yeah.
costs money. That's like $50 a
Yeah.
pop, and you know what I mean. Like that's
That's the
that's
thing that
that,
already has upfront value on it. So like,
right?
yeah,
And it shows that I have demonstrated there is a audience that is going to be purchasing this, and that's how I've built a following for you know what I mean? Like I've already
yeah,
made you money by doing all of this. Like why would you devalue that? So then I turned it around and I said to them, okay, if I'm not getting paid for the screenplay, I want final cut on the script or on the movie, which I
yeah,
thought was a fair enough negotiation. I wrote the script. Why couldn't I be able the one to say, okay, this is the final cut. This is how it's going to go, yada, yada, yada. They didn't want to do that. And then they countered with, well, we're actually going to pay you less to direct it than we said before. That's when things started getting bad. And it came down to the point where they were trying to lowball me by saying, hey, this movie's not going to happen unless you do it our way.
yeah,
And I had a choice to face, which was, do I make the movie just so it gets made, which any filmmaker will tell you is a miracle in itself to get your movie made? Or do I take my script and go home? Do I say, fuck it all and let it sit on a shelf and collect dust and maybe never get seen? And for me as an artist, I had to value all of the time that I put in, the characters I created, the concept that I had finally executed to a way that I enjoyed and other people enjoyed and was considerably worth money. That this
yeah,
company wanted to make it. Film festivals were awarding it so that they could say, hey, we read that script. We thought it was good before it was a movie, yada, yada, yada. I took my ball and went home. And so many people were mad at me that were in my close circles. They were like, are you out of your mind? They were going to make the movie and you were going to get paid this. And I was like, That's not even minimum wage. I wasn't even getting
Yeah.
paid minimum wage to make this movie. And at the end of it all, they could come in and fuck it all up, and my name is on it. So
Yeah.
now it's a piece of shit, and everyone says, "Oh, you're Andrew Casarco. You made that piece of shit horror movie I saw. Oh, it was so
Right.
bad." What am I going to tell? Oh, it wasn't my fault. I didn't have final da 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 da. No, my name's on it. That's my brand. That's me as an artist. That's quote unquote what I'm capable of, even though it wouldn't have been in my hands. So for me, I had to value my abilities and take my ball and go home as an artist. So to me, compensation is more than just money. It's also
Sure.
about being able to execute the art as you see fit.
Oh,
I
for
think
sure.
that's important in terms of art, and it's one of those things where art is funny because there is no finite way to make a script, a movie, a comic book, a painting where you know it's gonna work. Like there's like you know what I mean? Like it's not like a machine, an ice cream machine where you pull the handle and the soft serve comes out. It doesn't work
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
Art is different, and the only person you can really trust sometimes is yourself. So to me, compensation is more about money. It's more about artist fulfillment, and I had to value that. So Haunted currently sits on my script or on my shelf right now as a script, and I'm working towards getting it made the right way, the way that
I
I can be proud.
really I really like that description of it because that gives me a lot of perspective on. So like I mean my current project right now, right, with Trailer Park Warlock, like the monetary compensation for it, it's fine, right? Like
Yeah,
it's not the best ever, but it's fine. My compensation in terms of how much freedom I have is like
it's valuable.
you can't
Yeah,
find better. You cannot
right.
find better.